Bells are the most joyous instrument there is. That I'm sure of. Bells mean important events. Santa's sleigh bells. The bells that peal from the Vatican window when the Pope arrives. Bells say, something's happening here. Be alarmed, school bells, church bells, your alarm bells. Bells say, get up, something's happening. Your life is happening. The bells that went off in my head are some of the grandest bells I've ever heard. Now granted, there were some warning bells there for a while. But finally, I heard the bells. Everybody needs to pay attention to the bells in their life. They may be small, they may be hushed, they may be loud, but they're important. Because they say, enjoy your life. Be happy with your life. Ring them bells. Gather around, I've got a story to tell about a Manhattan lady that I know very well. She lives at 5 Riverside, her name is Shirley DeVore, and she traveled round the world to meet the guy next door. There was trouble inside apartment 29E, for Shirley's mother and dad were as upset as can be. They said, we hate to complain, dear, and we don't mean to grouse, but you're nearly 32. You should get out of this house. You gotta ring them bells, you gotta ring them bells, you gotta make them sing and really ring them bells. It's such a happy thing to hear them ting-a-ling. You gotta ring them bells. Well, Shirley was 31, which she was loath to admit, 'cause she had never been loved, which didn't thrill her a bit. And so she sat and she thought for hours on end, and said, I'll go to Chase Manhattan where I got me a friend. And so she borrowed $1,000 and called TWA and told her mother and dad that she was up and away. I'm gonna travel the continent a month, maybe 2, and haul me home a huzz if it's the last thing I do. You gotta ring them bells, you gotta ring them bells, you gotta make them sing and really ring them bells. It's such a happy thing to hear them ting-a-ling. You gotta ring them bells. She met a Londoner first, but they did not hit it off, 'cause every time he approached, she got a bronchial cough. And so she went to Madrid and met a handsome signor, but he liked to throw the bull when he was no matador. She also bombed out in Brussels, in Majorca, and Rome, till someone said, try Dubrovnik, dear, before you go home. 'Cause it's the kind of a town where you'll be likely to fool all the genuine quavazine they find the Balkans a fool. You gotta ring them bells, you gotta ring them bells, you gotta make them sing and really ring them bells. It's such a happy thing to hear them ting-a-ling. You gotta ring them bells. And so she went to Dubrovnik, and the very first day she met a guy on the beach who took her reason away. Well, it was love at first sight and quite a beautiful scene. She said, my name is Cheryl DeVore. He said, I'm Norm Saperstein. She said, are you from New York? He said, that can't be denied. I've got a swell junior 3 at number 5 Riverside. Five Riverside Drive in New York? That's where you live? Oh, wait, that's where I live. Are you sure? As if that wasn't enough, well, Shirley thought she'd gone deaf when he told her his apartment there was 29A. they had not even met until she traveled the world to Yugoslavia yet. He'd always been right next door, but she would never have known. If she hadn't tried Dubrovnik, she might still be alone. Well, there's a moral to learn from little Shirley Devore, who had to borrow $1,000 to find a mother next door. You folks who live in apartments don't just stare at the walls. Open up the door and hurry out in the hall.